大家好，欢迎收看今天的节目。在今天的节目当中呢，我们将继续探讨爱尔兰的历史。那么在今天的探讨的过程当中呢，我们更多的会把侧重点放在个人是如何和一段自己不是那么熟悉的跨文化的历史进行互动跟连接的。尤其会谈到一些艺术创作的角度。让我们一起进入今天的对话。
Have you ever seen a movie called Jojo Rabbit?
I haven't. I'm aware of it.
It is once nominated.
Yeah, I know
Oscar
about it.
nominated. Yeah. I went to see that movie in a cinema with one of my friends.
Yeah.
And that movie is funny, extremely funny at the beginning, about Hitler.
Yes, that one. Okay.
Yeah, Hitler and a small boy,
Yeah.
young boy,
Yeah.
who would like to be Hitler at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they make it very, very funny because Hitler is his faith.
Yes.
And he talk to his imaginary
Hitler.
Yeah. All the time. And then he sort of experienced the cruelty of the whole war.
Yeah.
And his mom being killed by German army because his mom, they are from Germany.
Yeah.
They're not Jewish people.
Yeah.
And his mom is trying to protect those Jewish people. Is it called Jewish? Not offensive. No. Okay. And then, but his mom is being killed, and then suddenly the whole movie get really serious.
Yeah.
And then you laugh a lot at the beginning, and suddenly get into a terrible mode, which you feel like it's too cruel for children to experience that.
Yes.
And then they hide a Jewish girl inside their cupboard.
Yeah.
A little girl, and they never really communicate at the beginning. But then they are the only person who can accompany each other for the whole war because they're the only adult in the family is dead.
Yeah.
And then it is about very warm, kind of like touching story about a boy and a girl.
Yeah, and O'Casey is slightly doing that. Like he is setting up something which feels like it's one thing, then it becomes something else. So there is this journey in the play.
I can sense that the kind of the text bit is doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Extremely funny at the beginning. Give people kind of no expectation of it will be a kind of really sad story.
Well, except we do meet Johnny really early on, and we do find out that the daughter is on strike, and we do know, because don't forget the play was performed in 1924, 2 years after the events. The people watching that play for the first time, and anybody with a kind of understanding of Irish history will know that is not an easy or a simple time. So you can watch people being a bit like watching a Chekhov. Like you if you have any understanding of history, you know that this is a time of devastating forces, of big earth shifts, and that people didn't get through those periods easily. A bit like setting a play in China in 1939. You know, it's like it's a complicated place, and that's present. But of course, I suppose it's a bit like, it's always an interesting question to me, is how much do you need to know about a time in order to receive a story fully? And I don't think you should need to know much. I think I can sit down and watch a really good piece of cinema from India and kind of understand what's going on just because of the way that people are acting. But
exactly.
But to do that, you've got to really try. You've got to really try, and because it's
the period of time in history do have a kind of impact on a person's personality.
Yeah.
So it kind of affects their action.
Yeah.
And the way they talk all the time. So seeing a human being is seeing the whole history.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and if you could sort of magically arrive, where do I know? I know nothing about Paraguay in 1858. Like I don't know anything about that. I mean, almost nothing. But if I landed in Paraguay, if it even existed, in 1858, and spent a day in the city, I would understand a lot, or I would be communicated a lot. And that's the job of an actor, and it's very hard.
Exactly, it is the job for the actor to do that.
It's hard if you're an Englishman and you're not connected to the history of Ireland, and you're playing Jock Daly. You're like, I mean, any Irish actor would have seen Tune and the Peacock. 10 times.
Talking about that, like kind of like when actors, they're not fully kind of, or the production kind of is not fully get the culture.
Yeah, get it, yeah.
There was a very kind of interesting movie directed by American director a long time ago. It is about Qing dynasty in China, and all American people playing Chinese. They're trying to put on our traditional clothes during Qing dynasty, but what they put on, they put women's clothes on men.
Well, there you go.
And they put like a different kind of period of times, kind of like clothes.
Yeah.
So you can see that probably like 200 years, in 200 years' time, people's clothes changing.
Yeah.
But in one scene, you can see all people wearing different kind of thing. And also they make the king wearing long nail, the protective long nail, which belongs to queens and concubine. And the kind of hat they wear is literally a lady's hat, which they... like those kind of man wear that, which makes it like ridiculously funny.
Yes.
But they're serious about that.
Yes.
So that's kind of,
We did a production of an Irish play at RADA a number of years ago, a Tom Murphy play, I think it was called The House, and the cast were almost entirely English. The director was Irish. And there maybe was one or two. Yeah, there were one or two Irish actors in the cast, but it was mostly English actors. And they got really close to like getting it. It was so impressive. I remember thinking at the beginning, this is going to be really hard. I mean, it was a play that was done at the Abbey and wasn't very successful. And then they do this play, which is about a very specific, it was more contemporary, but type of Irish person you would meet in the west of Ireland. And they got so close to it. And the accents were so accurate, not really about the accents, but just the essence. And that was a student production. So why they couldn't be bothered in the West End, in a play where the top price seats are £300, and you can probably hire almost any actor you want, to make that attempt to get the essence.
Is it because of a kind of commercial reason?